I'm such a spaz. I almost deleted my last video, right? Because I thought the sound wasn't working because I'm using these, right? But I just have them clipped to my table here like a regular microphone. I told you guys I'm trying to work on the sound issue for everybody because that seems to be the big thing that's causing a problem right now. I lost my microphone in a move, so this is what it is. I just got. I'm winging it, man. Always has been. Always has been. Always have been. I'm such a klutz. It really is true. We got Pluto here. We got 10 new cycles here. New cycles coming out. We got Leo strength. Leo strength of the sun. You'd think after the amount of years I've been doing this, I would just know shit without second guessing it all the time. Past life energies that are causing some drama in this life revolve around finances, babies. What we got? How about we get some runes, huh? Speaking of being a spaz. Ooh, we got flight fell off the table here. So we got something that's about to take a lot of movement or needs a lot of movement. Masculine. Masculine's about to do something that takes a lot of movement, a lot of energy. Crossroads here. Wow. Pulled the wind rune. Now all the wind's kicking up. I can hear it. Ooh, cutting ties. This person's about to make some moves, cut some ties, right? Leading into this lifetime is the reoccurring theme around money and children. Someone wants to make flight movement. They're at a crossroads. They are at the crossroads. Whatever decision they make, crossroads are massively important too. There's a reason you bury spells at a crossroads. It's a reason that you bury, like if you capture an empty in your home. Do you guys know how to set a spirit trap? Why does it seem like it's important to teach y'all how to set a spirit trap right now? If you feel like there's a negative entity in your home, I want you to get you 4 mason jars, 4 glass mason jars with tight fitting lids. Don't have to be mason jars, could be any type of glass with a lid. You want it big enough so that it can fit the quarter half of a onion in it, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to take onions, you're going to quarter them, you're going to put 1 in each glass jar. Then you're going to go and you're going to put these glass jars at the 4 bottom corners of your house. If you have more than 1 floor in your house, you're going to need to put jars. You're going to need more jars, more onions. 4 jars and 1 onion for each floor of your house. You want to make sure that you encompass every room in your house, right? I've done this before where I've like not wanted to go into a roommate's room or something like that, and I didn't put it in the corner of their room. I put it in like the corner of the hallway and kind of cut their room off from protection. Guess where the entity ended up? Right? So you don't want to do that. You want every corner of your house, right? This is going to be a thing that is set into your thing. This is you. I don't care how much you've smudged. You can't get this shit out your house. This is how you're going to get it out of your house, okay? You're going to put these 4 jars in the corners, and then you're going to do your home cleansing. Then you're going to do whatever your home cleansing is, whether it's, for me personally, I like to get like Epsom salt or a real big bag of like coarse rock. You got rock salt for the winter there. You can use it too, right? Coarse salt. And you could take about a mason jar's worth and you put the salt in there, and then you could put like rosemary and lavender and things for protection, things for lifting spirits and stuff like that in it. Shake it up, sprinkle it around your floors, and then sweep it up like you would do a sweeping ritual towards your front door and sweep it out onto your patio. Defrost your patio, right? And then Do the smoke, do your sage, go into each of the rooms, make sure you get up into all the corners and chase it out and get to your doors. Always give the entities a chance. Have somebody standing by the door and you'd be like, look, I'm about to smudge this last room by this door. You have your chance to get out now. And then you go ahead and you smudge that. Then you wait overnight. The next day, you go and you collect up all the onions. You put them in one jar. Put them in one jar. Now, if the next day you go and you find that one onion in particular has browned severely overnight, cap that jar immediately. You've caught something. Then you're going to want to jar up all the rest of the onions, just shove them into jars as much as you can, and then you will either cast them into a river or you will bury them at a crossroads so that way if they do manage to emerge, when they come up, they don't know which way to go to find you again. Because crossroads are meant to, confuse. It's supposed to be confusion there. The shadow that we're dealing with in this lifetime right now really strongly is obsession. I love the way it's drawn on this one. Look how he's holding that little glowing stone. It's like someone who's staring at this glowing stone, staring at this thing in their hand all the time, obsessed with it, right? I even get the sense that they're not really, the eyes in the picture aren't looking directly at it. They're looking just over the top of it, like somebody's holding their phone, but it's open to something and they're talking to somebody else, but they're really focused on what's in their hand. Oh. What else we got? That's from the last reading. Put it in the wrong deck. Oh, we got some bleed over from the other reading, right? But we had a bunch of people in that, so we shall see. I know, this is so interesting for y'all to watch. You're like, get to my cards. If somebody finds that useful. Onions are extremely powerful, believe it or not. I don't know, you could try to find substitutes. You might be able to get away with garlic, but I don't think garlic has the absorbing properties that onions do. There's a reason that they say you put onions in your socks and stuff like that. And it all has to do that onions actually attract bacteria, like on a medical, scientific level. Right? Scientifical. I'm such a dork. Yeah, they attract and absorb and trap bacteria. So they even say cutting up a jar of, like, somebody has the flu or a cold in your house, that you could cut up onion and put a cut up onion in a jar next to them while they're sleeping, and it'll help absorb some of that bacteria out of the air that they're coughing at night in their sleep. Don't call me crazy, Google it. I dare anybody to Google anything I say and go ahead and put the link in the comments that shall prove me wrong. I don't think I'm right about everything. There's a lot of things that I'm wrong about, but go ahead. If I'm going to fight about it, you can Google it. It's going to be true. Oh my goodness. Alright, we definitely have a lot going on with earth magic today. We got Lotus Unfoldment. We got an Island of Solitude. We've got Synergy. And we got Gaia and Nurturing Energy. I definitely get that someone is in a solitude part of their unfolding journey, right? Because you got unfoldment here first, right? This lotus that has to go through this grand journey of coming up out of the muck and then out of the waters of emotions and then blooming up on its pad, on the surface to be one of the most, beautifully represented flowers in the world, most worshipped for sure, besides the rose, right? We got the Island of Solitude here, and it's like what? You're actually, your solitude is a blessing, is a curse, and how you want to take it. I feel like synergy has led you to this, and you realize that Gaia has put you in a place to be able to nurture yourself, right? I get the energy of if you're alone right now, you're meant to be alone right now so that you can finally focus on yourself. I get the energy of somebody who spent, like, the mud and the muck, spent a lot of time mirroring, absorbing, and reflecting other people's energy in the universe, was just like, you know what? This is not good for you. And we need to remove you from this situation because you are too empathic. You are too guided by this empathy. And I don't get like you're too easy or you're too easygoing or you're too. There's something about your energy, and it's like no. They're like I get the. There's I just get the strong feeling that your energy was being taken advantage of, right? Like you're a lotus, but everybody was trying to force you to be a rose type of energy, right? And you're like, no, I don't want to be a rose. I like being a lily. Where you picked it up first. Let's get a 3D 45D on this. Definitely got King of Feathers, and we got Fate. There's Jareth in this one. 13 is Devil or Death. I'm not sure they might even be the same card. Just I have so many different decks that have things slightly labeled different that it's almost virtually impossible for my brain to keep it all up. I do more cardmancy than anything. I'm an intuitive reader that channels the energies that are about at the time. If you guys were wondering what it is I'm doing over here. All right. Hmm. We have got a Queen of Cups that is radiating a different type of energy. I get it's because of this island of solitude. The Queen of Cups is usually always surrounded by people. She's very nurturing. She's very giving. She's usually taking care of people or taking care of things, right? We got a Seven of Pentacles. Somebody is kind of like reaping what they sow in terms of a cup. Like I even get the Queen of Cups cup, right? Someone's kind of reaping what they sow, what they've done with it, right? There's a dark heart energy around this. I love it. This is the picture that's on the Nine of Cups card in this deck. But it's like kind of entrapped in somebody's heart, like somebody's entrapped in somebody's heart and they're teared up, like their Nine of Cups is bottled all up inside their heart. And then we got this Queen of Cups here, right? This Queen of Cups is a drop dead beauty to whoever this is, right? We got drop dead beauty on the Four of Wands, right? You're everything that I could ever dream of to be in my home type of energy, right? But you also feel like a siren to them. Jack of Wands. I feel like with the siren energy, I get the energy of someone like, and the Wands energy is all about your wand being controlled, right? This person's very nervous around this person because this person has an effect on them. And in general, masculines don't like anything that has an effect on them that they don't have control over. They're brainwashed from a very young age to bottle up their emotions. So when they've got like this barometer on them that does what it will, they're like, nah, man, I don't like it. They don't. That makes them nervous. They makes them feel some kind of way, especially when it's not the normal type of call that they get. That's what I'm picking up here, right? It's not a normal type of call that they get. They're like, what? Yeah, well, sure. Yeah, hot chicks, can make it jump, but there's something different about this one, right? Like a spider bit you. Been poisoned. Now they're bottling up all these emotions that are like right here on the edge of this. I get glass edge, right? Like I get a really like thin, delicate glass heart with all this energy like up in it. On the 3D, this person's feeling it. If this person hasn't gone through a heart center opening yet, it's about to, right? It's about to. It's like, it's the Grinch, what? And then his heart grew 3 times that season, type of energy. I almost pick it up every time around this year, but it must be all this sentimental energy that causes it to happen. But there's definitely the edge of the precipice of a heart center opening. This person feels it in their chest. If you've ever had a heart, no one who's ever, I mean, if you haven't thought you were having a heart attack, or you thought you felt like someone else was having a heart attack, or you felt like someone reached in your chest and grabbed your heart, like, you don't know what a heart center opening is. That shit is, it's scary and it's painful. A lot of people go to the doctor and they don't know what's happening. The same thing happens with the Kundalini, right? My Kundalini was terrifying to me. Like, I had my, and I believe my heart center opening was after, but my Kundalini with my back, I literally just suffered from spasms like every 5 minutes, kind of like labor almost, for 11 to 12 hours. And I would just, my body, my legs would just shoot out real fast, right? And then my heart center opening, it was during yoga, which often happens to people who don't even know what they're doing, right? And it literally, like, I felt like something reached in my chest, and I dropped to my knees, and I, like, had this massive download of all these different timelines, and it was like heart-wrenching and breaking and beautiful all at the same time, right? It's, someone's on the edge of this massive shattering, right? I'm just trying to put out a little bit of warning there. Like, don't be too terrified of it. That's what I mean when I talk about when people hit that 9 of Cups, or they taste that 9 of Cups, and then it immediately follows a dark night of the soul. Like, that's what's going on for this person, okay? They're going on for somebody right now. We got the Prince of Pentacles here. Yeah. Yeah. Prince of Pentacles here. Someone is getting into their manifesting energies. They're working towards a 10 of Pentacles. I like how the 10 of Pentacles has a union of these two holding this tree, right? I like how the tree has no leaves on it yet, right? It's like it's just the beginning of it. Well, we're going to nurture this tree until it comes into fruit, right? This person has a lot of anxiety about being treated cruelly in the past. They feel like they're scared to, like, they don't want to have these failures again. They don't want to be spitting in the sand. They don't want to go through this cycle again, right? There's definitely a victory here. On the 40, it's like there's a victory, but it's going to take mind over matter. All right, so we got a King of Feathers and a Queen of Wands here. Swords and stabs, right? I got Fate here. It's 13. I can't ever remember. I already said Devil or Death, right? There's definitely a changing of the timeline is what I get when I see this card. This is when Jared changes the timeline. He pops up, right? They ask for something, and then he pops up, and he's like, tra la 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 la, and he gets all mad, and he's like, she's like, your labyrinth is a piece of cake, and he's like, really? You think you gotta figure it out? Really? Well, what if I go ahead and I erase a whole bunch of time from your timeline that I gave you? And what if I go ahead and throw these obstacles in your way? And she's like, that's not fair. And he's like, life's not fair. It's the whole point of the story, right? This King of Feathers, I feel like, is kind of observing these kind of energies as well. We got this owl and moon energy here. The Wheel of Fortune is getting ready to turn. And there we go with that Crossroads energy again, right? Sometimes you don't know which way to go, right? We get this confusion again with it, right? We get this confusion again, right? Sarah's in the labyrinth, and she's like, she goes around and she marks the tiles so that she doesn't get lost. She goes, okay, here's ego for you. I'm going to mark this tile this way so I know which way I went, so when I come back on my marks, and then she marks one, walks away from it for a second, comes back, and it's turned around. I get gaslighting. Ooh, I picked up gaslighting. Someone's gaslit, been gaslit, being gaslit. That's why they're so confused. This person has dealt with this type of abuse, which is why they second guess themselves all the time, right? Be like, man, I mean, I marked the tiles and everything. Like, I get Hansel and Gretel, like, went off into the woods and they put down breadcrumbs, and that was their big mistake. The first time they left pennies and stuff, and the evil stepmother always found them. And then the one time that they did breadcrumbs, the birds ate all their breadcrumbs and they couldn't find their way home, which led them to the witch, which led them to, as scary as and terrifying as that was, it led them to, their father coming to rescue them in the happily ever after. It would never have happened had they not eventually gotten lost at some point. Big energy on being lost. All right. Got the Eight of Wands here. There's been a lot of movement by this Queen of Poles here. There's been a lot of movement by this Queen of Poles. Oh, yeah, Knight of Feathers here. Got the Knight of Feathers here. Someone's... I love... People, why do you read tarot cards? Why is it so fascinating to you? Really? Really? Look at these two. If you've ever seen the movie, you know who these guys are, right? This is the dude in the robot. Right? This is what happens when the Knight of Feathers in this deck becomes emboldened by strength, right? He goes from being this meek, tiny, scrunched up person to this giant robot, right? My bad. Where was he? Oh, you were on the bottom of the deck. That's fine. I was like, I'm so confused. All right, we got the Four of Cups. We got strength here. Okay. So I get the kind of energy is this person. All right, so this person has been acting like this person. They've been overindulging in toxic Seven of Cups energy, right? And they want to overcome it, I think. I feel like they want to come over this energy, right? Because when it comes to this Queen of Poles, she is the divine lover card there. The point of all this armor is there's a tower getting ready to happen. Eight of Swords, this person has been imprisoned. Get this intoxicating energy again. This person has been intoxicated. I get that they've been intoxicated by this other person's energy. That's what's causing all this change. Ooh, yep. Yep. This person has been intoxicated by this other person's energy, right? This person is their Nine of Cups to them, right? Get this Hermit card here. I love him in this deck. This is the one where this dude's always making fun of him for his weird advice, but then the dude's like, sometimes the answer is to go back to the beginning. And the answer was in the beginning. The answer was at the very beginning of the labyrinth. The little worm told her where the hole was in the wall. She stepped through. If she would have gone left, she would have went straight to the castle. But she listened to the King of Pentacles and she went fucking right and ended up having to go through the whole journey. So sometimes the answer is going back to the beginning, right? Might not have made sense then, but... And then that's why the little bird made all that fun of them. Oh, look at that. I can't make it up. Sometimes the answer is to go back to the beginning of the labyrinth. Sometimes the beginning is to go back. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to go back to the beginning. I saw a video clip. I like Big Bang Theory, so I saw a video clip of Big Bang Theory, and Sheldon had been all up all night working on some sort of project. He was acting all weird in the morning, and then finally Leonard's like, well, why don't you just put it in why don't you just start from the beginning? And he just picks up the board and chucks it out the window, and he goes, that's a great suggestion. Just started doing it all over again. Right? Total reset. That's what I'm getting. There needs to be a total reset here. I get, well, even then, timelines have changed. All that shit's going on right now, right? I got 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. We got Justice coming. She chose down. She chose down. Someone made a decision, and that's what's bringing this. Someone made a decision, right? We got a Knight of Poles and an Empress here. Knight of Wands and the Empress here. Knight of Wands and the Empress. That's a decision that's being made right now. Which way are you going to go? the Six of Cups here, Knight of Junk. Someone has to make, in this Six of Pentacles here, Three of Cups. I definitely get this Tower, whatever it is, it's going to have a lot of effect on a lot of past connections and things like that, right? It's going to bring into what it's going to do is it's going to clear out the negative from the timeline and leave it open for the positive. So, like, it's this whole of cutting out people in the past, and sometimes you need to cut out everybody from the past, and who is meant to stay in your life will find a way to stay in your life, and those who are not meant to stay in your life will fade away, right? That's what I'm picking up from this Six of Cups with this Knight of Junk energy. He's the Knight of Pentacles, right? Knight of Junk, Junk is Pentacles in this one, right? I get this Tower that's happening in the spread above it is causing this to happen, right? It's making it like this person is manifesting, even though it's like manifesting through chaos. Six of Pentacles, right? It's an energy of, and that's what I mean about getting, and 66 could be important today, of what this person's trying to accomplish with this, or what's going on here. It's like there's this balancing out of the energy with the Six of Pentacles. I love how there's keys in it too. It's like the key to harmony is finding that equal give and take. And I feel like they haven't had a lot of equal give and take in the past, right? And those that they have had equal give and take, they've lost due to having to deal with people who take too much, right? Because I'm getting a sense that there's a Three of Cups. There's a wanting to come into union more than just coming into union to this Poles and Empress. There's a wanting to come into union and celebration with multiple people. We got the Page of Junk here. This person could have been very irresponsible with money. This person could have kids that cost them a lot of money with the Page energy there. We got the Nine of Wands reversed. This person is wanting to put down their defenses when it comes to this Queen of Feathers, right? I love it. She's like, they don't want you to bite them. They don't want to get bit. Ah, it bit me. Well, what did you think it was good? What did you think fairies did? I like the Labyrinth because it actually portrays fairies as the mystical misfits that they are, right? They cause havoc. They cause so much havoc, and the belief in them is so strong that in areas in Europe and Ireland and shit, they won't cut down fairy trees. They'll build roads around them because they don't want to anger the spirits, right? I get the sense that someone wants to drop their defenses, but they're afraid they may anger you. They don't want you to bite you. There could be this immature energy, right? They're like, they want to deliver something. Oh, I love it, though. That was cute. He's cute. He looks reminds me of one of those little sand people from Star Wars. There's going to be conflicts caused by the past here. Five of Swords, Eight of Cups. Seven of Swords. There's a lie. There's something somebody's been lying about when it comes to all of this, too. What's the lie about? Wow. We got the crabs in the bucket here. Judgment, King of Paws, the Hierophant, and the Two of Shields. I love it. I was just talking about Hoggle and the fairy. Right? Alright, so we definitely got this Five of Wands, which I always call the crabs in the bucket card, right? This person has conflict around them, right? They've got people who use crazy making communication on them, right? One of us always tells the truth, and one of us always lies. I even picked it up a little while ago. Where was the card? Judgment. No, this is Judgment. Justice. She chose down. She chose down. There's always a big debate in the Labyrinth nerd community, I don't know what the hell you technically, fandom, about these doors, right? One of us always tells the truth and one of us always lies, and whether Sarah got it right or wrong, because Sarah went through the one door and she ended up in the oubliette, but she only ended up in the oubliette because she chose down. No one knows what would happen if she chose up. What if she chose up and it did end a certain death? Because it didn't end in certain death in the oubliette because Hoggle showed up, right? Didn't end at certain death in the because Hoggle showed up. Get a sense of Hoggle to the rescue here. But Hoggle was a liar. He was a liar from the get-go, right? He was a liar from the get-go. And I get his energy merged with the Knight of Poles here. It's just like, what? He was very touched by Sarah's genuine energy, right? I get the sense that he was sent there, and like Jareth didn't want to kill Sarah. He wanted Hoggle to take her back to the beginning so that she would be all confused and lost again and she would give up. The whole point was to get Sarah to give up, not to kill her. The object was never to kill anybody, it's to get people to give up. So he sent Hoggle to do that, but Hoggle got in the poles area and felt some kind of way for Sarah, right? And he felt like a defensive energy I get with these two shields, like he wanted to protect her and somehow she might actually bring balance to the whole labyrinth scenario, and made Hoggle go very out of character. Hoggle didn't like anything that he had to do. Let's just get that out there. Hoggle didn't like anything that he had to do. He didn't like, he's the Hierophant. He's traditional. He likes things to be a certain way. He has his jobs. He does what he does. He takes care of the fairies and he does the gardening and shit and he does his freaking job around the labyrinth and he maintains it, and that's what he's supposed to do. He's just supposed to hang around the front and take care of it, and then he just sends the bitches in and that's the end of his day. But now his whole world's been turned upside down because this one chick won't give up, made it farther than anybody else, and now he has to go and get her out of the oubliette, and he's supposed to lead her back to the beginning. That's the lie. Someone came into your life under false pretenses. They came in to do something else, to accomplish something else for another person. Right? They were sent to you by another person to help save you from a situation, right? And I don't think they expected to feel the way that they did in the situation, right? It caused a lot of stress, a lot of burdens on their shoulder, right? 3 of Swords, it created a third party situation. 9 of Pentacles created that focused energy, right? Sun, new beginnings. It had this person thinking that there could be new beginnings. Like I said, Sarah gave Hoggle the hope that the labyrinth could be different without the fear of Jareth being around. Whoever Jareth is in your world, it doesn't need to be a masculine. It could be a feminine that wreaks havoc too, but it's the person who causes the third party situation, right? Hoggle's always in the back of his, like, no matter what he does, he's got this threat of Jareth on him all the time, right? That's that third party situation. What if I actually help Sarah? Jareth is going to send me into the bog of eternal stench, right? The 4 of Swords here, that's the truth of the matter. 4 of Pentacles, that's the foundation of the problem, right? That's why this person has been acting so funny. That's why this Page of Feathers has been acting so funny. That's why he's been acting so weird. You know, when this card, I always get the dancing chicken, right? But there's really somebody behind the stage that's like turning up and down the heat to make the chicken dance. Someone's doing something. Someone's threatening somebody, right? They're turning up the heat up and down, forcing them to perform. Forcing them to perform, and it's Page of Pentacles. Forcing them to perform, and there's like no real return in the performance, right? You're just some poor tortured chicken. Some poor tortured chicken. Oh, so sad. Sorry. It's really from a romantic movie. It's from Pure Country. If you've never seen it, go watch it. It's a great movie. But at the beginning, right before dude jumps and changes his destiny, right? He's got everything he's ever wanted to manifest in his hands, but he feels like a dancing chicken, and this person's turning the flame up and down, and the person turning the flame up and down is an ex who ended up being his manager, right? Go watch the movie. Go watch the movie. You'll love them. I love the old people in that movie, right? We got the 5 of Cups here, right? Definitely somebody from the past who has their hand on this person's pole. Their hand on this person's pole. The Emperor. Could have to do with kids, for sure. In this deck, it's all about the kids, right? This person has control over this person because they have control over their kids, or they have some sort of control over their past, right? The 30 minutes, I think we're good here, y'all. If y'all think I should keep doing extendeds, put some likes down below. Maybe I'll find a way to do extendeds. But till then, let's clean this up. That was a lot. I can't even process all that, man. I hope that made some sense to y'all. Brought you some clarity on your situations here and what the hell's going on. I gotta figure out what the hell I'm gonna title this. Hmm. All right, remember, unfoldment. This is all part of the process. Solitude is only bad if you make it bad, right? Synergy. The universe is lining up for you more than you think you can, and Gaia has you where you are because she is trying to nurture you, right? You are divinely guided by angels in this lifetime and in all your lifetimes that you've had here, right? These obsessions are the ones that are causing you, they're causing disassociation. They're causing more than disassociation than just you. They're causing disassociation for others as well. There's people that are obsessed with you, and there's things that you are obsessed with. And this obsessive energy is what we need to work on. This past life is definitely bleeding in. Almost forgot about these, right? What all out of this has to do with finances around children. Point blank, period. It's just finances around children, and that is all manifested karma from taking timelines that were all about lust and greed. I mean, I hate to say it, but if you have some horrid, to these divine masculines, yeah, you have some horrid bitch in your life that's trying to take you for everything that you have, and you had kids with her. What? That frequency was never love and abundance. It was lust and greed, and that's what happens, and that's how you pay your karma. It's messed up, but you chose decisions based entirely on lust and entirely on greed, and now you reap what you sow in these situations. Those weren't your twins. Those were karmas here to teach you a lesson about how, you know, nightmares come in beautiful packages, right? Oh, they were so gorgeous and thin or whatever the fuck you wanted them to be, and they were so obedient and da 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 da, and they just really loved how you did whatever, and da 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 da, and they blew roses up your ass and everything else. But in the end, it was just lust and greed, and it ended up falling out with lust and greed, and now you're confused that these greedy ass people are on your ass. It's a rough lesson here. This is a hard decisions that need to be made. Being lost is part of the process, and I think that's what I'm going to title this today. Being lost is part of the process. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding ass paths with me. I love y'all, and I'm going to be back as soon as I can. I promise.